Welcome to Coffee Talk English. Learn natural English through engaging conversations between Alex and Emma. Each episode helps you improve listening, speaking, vocabulary, pronunciation, and everyday communication skills.
Hey Emma, welcome back. It's great to see you again today. How have you been lately? You look like you're having a really good week.
Hi, Alex. It's great to see you too. I've been doing pretty well, thanks for asking. And honestly, I'm feeling extra energetic today.
I can tell. You walked into the studio like you owned the place. Did something good happen this morning? Or did you finally get 8 hours of sleep?
Actually, I did get a full night's sleep. It's amazing what sleep can do. I almost feel like a different person. What about you?
I'm doing great. I had a good cup of coffee this morning. So basically, I'm ready to solve all the world's problems, at least until lunchtime.
That's very ambitious. Most people need 3 cups of coffee for that. You're either very efficient or very optimistic.
I'm not sure which one. Probably optimistic. But speaking of good things today, I have to say,
Your outfit looks
fantastic.
Aw, thank you. That's very kind of you. And look at you. That jacket makes you look like you have your life completely figured out.
That's the biggest compliment and the biggest lie I've heard today. I appreciate it. The jacket is doing a lot of heavy lifting. Trust me.
Well, it's working. You look very professional, like someone who gives excellent life advice, whether people ask for it or not.
That's exactly my brand. Unrequested wisdom and too much coffee. But seriously, it's always fun recording with you. The conversations are never boring.
I agree. We always end up learning something new,
Yeah.
or at least laughing at our own mistakes, which is basically free therapy.
That's true. And speaking of mistakes, today's topic is perfect for us.
Let's start it.
Let's get started.
Absolutely. Grab your coffee, everyone. Get comfortable, and let's jump into today's conversation.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our English Learning Podcast. I'm Alex, and today we're talking about something many people think about later in life, the biggest mistakes people make in their 20s.
Hi, everyone. I'm Emma. This topic is interesting because almost everyone has regrets. Some regrets are small. Others can change the direction of your life.
That's true. Your 20s are often full of freedom and uncertainty. You're making important decisions for the first time. Sometimes you succeed. Sometimes you learn the hard way.
And the funny thing is that most people think they have plenty of time. Then suddenly they're 30. And they're wondering where the years went. It happens faster than people expect.
Today we'll discuss common mistakes. We'll look at careers, money, relationships, and personal growth. We'll also explore different viewpoints. Because life is rarely simple.
Exactly. Some mistakes are actually valuable lessons. Others can create problems for years. Let's dive into the discussion.
I think one of the biggest mistakes is waiting for the perfect moment. Many people delay important decisions. They want perfect conditions, but perfect conditions rarely exist.
I completely agree. People often say they'll start later, they'll learn a skill later, they'll apply for a better job later. Then years pass.
Why do you think that happens? Is it fear, or is it simply comfort?
Probably both. Change feels uncomfortable. Even when people dislike their situation, staying where they are can feel safer.
That's interesting. Sometimes people fear failure so much that they never try. But avoiding action is also a decision, and it has consequences.
Exactly. You can't fail at something you never attempt, but you also can't succeed. That's the part many people forget.
Another common mistake is ignoring financial education. Many young adults earn money, but they never learn how money works. That can become a serious problem.
I wish more schools taught practical finance. Things like budgeting are incredibly useful. Understanding debt is important too. Yet many people learn through expensive mistakes.
Credit cards are a good example. They can be helpful tools, but they can also become traps, especially when people spend beyond their means.
I remember buying things I absolutely didn't need. Somehow I convinced myself every purchase was essential. Apparently 3 identical jackets were necessary. My bank account disagreed.
That's a surprisingly common experience. Marketing is powerful. Social media makes it even harder. People constantly compare themselves to others.
Comparison causes a lot of problems. Someone sees friends traveling everywhere. Someone else appears to own a luxury car. Suddenly, their own life feels inadequate.
But social media usually shows highlights. It rarely shows debt. It rarely shows stress. It rarely shows failures.
Exactly. Comparing your reality to someone else's highlight reel is dangerous. It's not an accurate comparison, yet many people do it every day.
Let's talk about careers. I think many people worry too much about choosing the perfect job. They feel enormous pressure, as if one decision determines everything.
I see that too. Some people panic at 22 because they don't know their dream career. But many successful people changed careers several times. Life isn't always a straight line.
That's a good point. Career exploration has value. Trying different roles teaches important lessons. Sometimes experience creates clarity.
Exactly. People often discover what they enjoy by discovering what they dislike. That's not failure. That's useful information.
However, I think some people take exploration too far. They constantly switch directions. They never commit long enough to develop expertise. What do you think?
I partly disagree. Exploration matters. But you're right that commitment matters too. There needs to be balance.
Fair enough. Balance is probably the key. Explore thoughtfully. Then invest deeply in something worthwhile.
That's a practical approach. Nobody needs every answer immediately, but everyone should keep moving forward. Small progress matters.
Another mistake is neglecting health. Many people assume they'll always feel young, so they ignore sleep and exercise. Later, they regret it.
Absolutely. In your 20s, your body often forgives bad habits. In your 30s, it starts sending invoices, sometimes with interest.
That's one of the most accurate descriptions I've heard. Long-term health is an investment. Small habits accumulate over time, both good and bad ones.
And health isn't only physical. Mental health matters too. Burnout has become increasingly common, especially among ambitious young professionals.
That's an important point. Many people think constant productivity equals success, but exhaustion reduces performance. Rest has value.
Exactly. Rest isn't laziness. Recovery helps people perform better. That's true in sports and in life.
Here's a question. Are mistakes actually necessary? Can people grow without making major mistakes?
That's difficult. I think some mistakes are unavoidable. Experience teaches lessons that books cannot. Sometimes you need first-hand experience.
I mostly agree. However, I think people can learn from others. Not every lesson needs to be painful. Some mistakes are worth avoiding.
That's fair. If someone warns you about a cliff ahead, you don't need to jump off it yourself. You can simply listen.
Exactly. Wisdom often comes from observing others. Paying attention can save years of frustration. That's a valuable skill.
On the other hand, being overly cautious has risks too. Fear can prevent growth. Some people avoid every challenge. Then they miss opportunities.
That's a great observation. Avoiding mistakes completely isn't realistic. The goal should be making manageable mistakes, not catastrophic ones.
Let me share an example. Imagine someone spends their 20s chasing status. They choose jobs only for prestige. They ignore what truly matters to them.
That's common. They might achieve impressive goals, yet still feel dissatisfied. External success doesn't guarantee fulfillment.
Exactly. Eventually, they realize they built someone else's dream, not their own. That's a difficult realization.
Here's another example. Someone avoids networking because it feels uncomfortable. They focus only on technical skills. Years later, they struggle professionally.
Relationships matter. Opportunities often come through people, not just through resumes. Human connections are valuable.
Another example involves friendships. Some people maintain unhealthy friendships for too long. They fear disappointing others. But toxic relationships can limit growth.
That's true. The people around you influence your mindset. Supportive friends encourage progress. Negative influences can hold you back.
What about relationships? Do you think people make mistakes there too?
Definitely. Some people stay in unhealthy relationships because they're afraid of being alone. Others ignore clear warning signs. Emotions can cloud judgment.
That's understandable. Emotional decisions are difficult. Most people make relationship mistakes at some point. It's part of learning.
And honestly, almost everyone has at least one relationship story that makes them cringe. If not, they're probably hiding something, or they have a very selective memory.
That's probably true. Human beings are excellent at rewriting history, especially embarrassing history. It's a survival skill. Looking ahead, do you think today's 20s face unique challenges? Or are the mistakes basically the same?
Some challenges are new. Technology changes everything. People face constant comparison and information overload. That creates additional pressure.
I agree. There are more opportunities than ever before. But there are also more distractions. Focus has become harder.
That's why intentional choices matter. People need to decide what deserves their attention. Otherwise, attention gets scattered everywhere, and progress slows down.
Another challenge is uncertainty. Industries change rapidly. Skills become outdated faster. Continuous learning is essential.
Absolutely. Learning shouldn't stop after graduation. The most adaptable people often succeed. Curiosity is a powerful advantage.
We've covered many common mistakes today. Waiting too long, ignoring finances, neglecting health, comparing yourself to others.
We also discussed relationships, career decisions, personal growth, and the importance of learning from experience.
If I had to summarize everything in one lesson, it would be this. Take action before you feel completely ready. Growth usually happens during the process.
My takeaway would be slightly different. Be kind to yourself while you're learning. Your 20s are not a final exam, they're a period of exploration.
That's a great perspective. Nobody gets everything right. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress.
Exactly. Make thoughtful choices, learn from mistakes, and keep moving forward.
Thank you all for listening today. We hope you enjoyed this discussion, and we hope it gave you something to think about. Take care, everyone.
Thanks for spending time with us. Keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, everyone.